All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Thanks for stopping by the channel again. We have had some big updates in the Novine universe recently that I'm very excited to share with you guys. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Leaping Lemurs video, which was put out just a day or two ago on the recent activities of Nova Online Gabriel Gage. Before we let Lemur take it away and start telling us what happened, I gotta say right up front, Nova's powers of persistence, if they were being applied to anything other than what they're being applied to, would be like admirable. It would be like a good trait. Like if he worked this hard and this consistently to, try to like maybe get a job that was a little bit outside of his zone of experience or towards getting an education or towards taking care of his family, you would be like, this is a great guy. He really just pours his heart and soul into doing what he believes in, you know? But unfortunately, what Nova believes in is being able to do degenerate shit in a server on Discord with children in it again. So we're gonna get into seeing exactly what was going on with that. He has a couple crash outs, which that's always the best part of watching the lolcows is getting to see some of the crash outs. And man, I gotta say, I have seen a lot of Nova content, probably enough to have killed a few of my own brain cells, and like these might be the best Nova crash outs that we've ever gotten. They're definitely the best in recent memory, but they might be the best that we've ever gotten. So, like I said, the channel we're playing this video from is called The Leaping Lemur. He's like top tier lolcow content creator. He goes live a lot. I watch a lot of them when I can, and I'll link his channel in the description because he just does an awesome job of not only archiving the stuff but also explaining like the context of what's happening, because everything with the lolcows doesn't always happen on camera. Like some of them are tweeting, some of them have other people who are putting out information about them. There's stuff that goes on Reddit, and Lemur does a really good job of being able to kind of interject in between the clips and tell you the information that ties things together so you have context for what's going on and you're not just watching a predator have a meltdown in, their parents' attic or a yard or wherever they happen to be at the time. So, that being said, let's get into it.
You are now watching The Leaping Lemur.
I'm never being another Discord server again. This is the fourth. My life, everything. I'm done.
Well, folks, here we go. Nova Online's Discord has imploded. It took about, like a week, and its Discord server has already been hacked and shut down. This time, it was pretty crazy because not only did he get hacked, also one of his moderators got exposed as being 15 years old. But wait, also on top of that, one of his moderators got doxxed, that lock dude that was in my stream the other day talking shit. Now, obviously, I'm going to be getting to all that in this video, but there's even more to this story because Nova Online also started trying to scam people before this Discord imploded. He was sitting there asking for $900 from random fans on Discord. So this whole situation started off when last night, the guy locked pinged everybody and said Nova needs $900 by tomorrow, and then he left Nova's Cash App.
So you know what's funny about this? I didn't think about this until I saw this video. Out of all the lolcows, Nova up until now has actually done the least direct begging when compared to a lot of the other ones. Like Tofia will get on stream and just beg for hours. DSP will get on stream and literally just be like, we gotta hit this goal, we gotta hit this goal. I'm not gonna order Wendy's until we hit this goal, like as if that's a reward getting to watch him eat Wendy's, but like a lot of these lolcows will just openly beg you for money, like directly. Nova doesn't do a lot of that. Typically in the past, he begs for jobs, which is like not a strategy that's going to work, just going online and saying, hey, if there's any managers in Coeur d'Alene, like, give me a call and let me know if you need anybody to work. Like that's no, you should be on Indeed with your resume. Like try, that's not the way to do it. But that aside, like I don't know, begging for a job in my book is like a step above just begging for a handout. And then even like I know I say all the time, nobody buy Novacord, and I stand by it. Nobody buy Novacord. But the fact that he's even trying to like at least have some type of a little Etsy shop type thing and like make something that he's selling you, as opposed to, like I said, just being like big toph and just, literally being like, just give me money because, in my head, like, I don't think I realized that I had this subtle, like, okay, I respect that a little bit more than the begging, until it was pointed out that he's now doing what every single other lolcow does and just trying to beg slash scam people.
Then Nova responded to that by saying, I know Solidus Nova is gonna haul ass and post this. Eventually, he elaborates when somebody asks, what's wrong? He says, I need $900 to give to my mom tomorrow, and I don't even have $100 to give her. So this dude is so broke, he don't even have $100. And hey, I'm not trying to knock people who don't have more than $100 in their bank account. I get it. People go through struggles and shit. But this guy's a fucking full-grown adult, right? And this guy doesn't even have $100 to pay back his mom. To me, it sounds like he's just trying to fucking scam people. He wants $900 for, I don't fucking know, maybe like a gaming PC or something stupid like that, right? So he thinks he can get these buddy trolls to send him $900, when in reality, none of these people really like talking to him. They're just there because they want to screenshot the messages. They want to be there for when the shit goes down, right? That's the point. Nope.
So I'm just going to interject real quick and say the whole I owe my mom $900 thing does not make sense at all as an excuse for him to need money right now, because it's been like the better part of a year that he's been mentioning on stream that his mom wants him to pay rent of some kind. I can't remember exactly what the number is, but I know it was supposed to be a couple $100s a month. And he regularly will mention, just without even begging specifically, like he'll just mention in passing, like, oh my God, I'm so broke. I owe my mom this. I owe my mom that. So for it to be all of a sudden this time sensitive issue right now where he needs it tomorrow, maybe I'll be proven wrong in the next couple of months and Nova's mom will eventually put her foot down. But the way that I look at the situation is that there is no limit to like yeah, she can tally up how much money he owes her, but it's all just numbers up in the air because there's not any consequence that's hanging over his head. She's never, to my knowledge, or at least I know she's never followed through with it. Nobody's saying, Nova, you're getting evicted by the 31st if you don't pay X amount of money. Like, there's no actual threat of what's going to happen to Nova if he doesn't get the money. So, him owing her $900 tomorrow isn't really any different than him owing her $900 today. It's all in the same ballpark. It's all the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, he always owes her money. He never pays it to her and nothing happens. So for him to all of a sudden try to introduce this ticking clock of like, 24 hours, I need it now, just it's such a scam to me. It doesn't even make any sense.
Nobody's there because they want to hang out with Nova, realistically. Except for that Locke dude, but we'll get to that later. He ended up getting what was coming to him. Eventually later, Nova talks about how him asking for money made his mom angry. He wrote, and now my mom is fucking mad at me. She's mad I asked y'all for money. I mean, fuck, I'd be mad too if my bum kid couldn't afford to pay me back, and had to ask people on the internet for the money.
Here's another thing with that. How would his mom even find out that he was begging for money on Discord? That this is another example of Nova, and by extension really all the lolcows, just creating their own problems. Because for him, like, the only way that she would know that in his weird private Discord server he was begging for money is if he said it to her. Like, she was probably asking him for the money and telling him to go get a job, and he was like, Mom, I'm doing everything I can. I already asked all my friends in the Discord server. And then she was probably like, you're begging for money online? Why would you do that? Don't do that. And she was like embarrassed about it. But it's like, you could have avoided her being mad at you because she never would have known that you did this if you didn't probably expose yourself to it.
Fucking weird. That's pathetic, dog. Of course your mom's mad at you. You shouldn't be doing that shit. Earlier on in the messages, you might have seen somebody mention a talent show. Well, yeah, Nova hosted a talent show in his voice chat, and it went just about as expected. Somebody shared their experience with Solidus Nova, and they stated, hey man, I don't know if you want to make a post about this or not, but last night in Nova's server during the talent show, they wanted me to join, turn on my camera, and a homeless person. When I refused, one of them joked saying, you're going to Pound Town. Then somebody on the mod team threw out the idea of a disabled person. I refuse to do it again, and I just left the stage/voice chat area. I think that it's safe to say that Nova approves people who are very terrible to be mods in his server. Also, I'd like to remain anonymous if possible.
So just looking at that message, and this is like the weird contradiction that always happens with Nova. If you saw that message and you didn't know who Nova Online was, me at least, my mind would jump to like that's somebody in like an extreme right-wing group on 4chan. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like some, crazy white right 4chan stuff of like, oh, you got to go, do that to a homeless person, and like other people would sit there egging you on and thinking that like it would be funny for you to harm somebody in that way. And that's the crazy thing about Nova is that in the past, he's been like incredibly racist on streams. That's been exposed before. And then also he has this thing where like he seems to think violence is funny. And those are just things that I would usually, you usually associate with that with like a certain side of the internet. But then he also has this weird thing where instead of being over on like 4chan or 8chan or whatever chan we're up to now, he's on TikTok like talking about how excited he is for Pride and how he's Neptunic and how he's bi-gender. So like, I don't know, maybe Nova's just too complex of an individual for me to understand, but like his personality and his weird modge podge of like cultural and political leanings just don't even all add up to me. Like he's got this weird like fifth grader sense of humor where he thinks all this edgelord crap is funny, but then leans completely the other way and wants to like call out his uncle for being a Republican or something. Like I don't even know what to make of Nova at this point.
I don't know if you guys seen my live with Lemur. If you haven't, I already uploaded a clip of it to my second channel, so you guys can go check that out. But basically, you guys can see a lot of examples of Nova's mod team being horrible people. They throw out slurs, they kick people for no reason, and then Nova just goes on to defend them because these are the only people that are sticking by his side. It's other fucking weirdos. I mean, it's pretty obvious Nova feels at home with these people. Check out what he said the following morning. Nova wrote, "How's everyone?" Someone said, "It's a good morning. Had some toast and butter." Then he replied, "I pissed my diaper while sleeping." And
There it is. Every single time with Nova. It's like it's like how they say like bad things come in threes. Like everything that happens with Nova is just an omen that like the diaper stuff is coming back. Like every time there's a big development, I just made a video recently on the stuff that came out with his coworker, and even though it wasn't really founded, and I don't know if I believe it myself, like when the coworker is going through like the list of weird shit that Nova was doing when he worked at Denny's, of course it comes up that people in the Denny's were claiming, that he was wearing diapers to work. So it's like the guy can't the guy can't separate anything. Like everything that he does, he has to have diapers involved somehow. It's so mind-boggling.
you know this dude is dead fucking serious. This is no joke. This might read as some kind of weird joke, right? Some kind of edgy joke. Maybe he's trying to be funny or something. But nah, this dude really wears diapers. And I 100% without a doubt know that he pissed his diaper and he's bragging about it in this Discord server full of minors, right? He feels at home in this Discord server because those people, those mods like Locke, let him talk like this around these fucking minors, dude. They don't give a fuck about it. Eventually, Nova continues his scam later in the afternoon, writing about how he was in a car crash. He showed like a picture of his car being towed away, and he wrote, "The other car's airbags were deployed and our car's looks a little bit damaged, but nothing major." This resulted in someone stating, "Nova, please tell us you're okay." To which Nova replied, "I'm fine physically." Eventually, he would add on to this, writing,
I gotta stop it right there. So, any car accident that you're in, if both cars have airbags and only one of the car's airbags goes off, that car got it worse. So I love how he was like, "Oh yeah, it wasn't that bad of a car accident because like our car's mostly fine. The other guy's airbag did go off, but like we're okay." Like he almost like glosses over it. Like I don't know, man. It sounds like the other car definitely got it worse. And the physical image that you showed of your car looked completely fine. So like that's just kind of funny. But then on top of that, it just goes on even further to see how like everything is about Nova and everything is about attention seeking because for somebody to ask you if you're fine and you to say, I'm fine physically, like you can just hear the Chris Chan stress side behind that of like the attention seeking, like you want these people to go on and ask you, you know, about your mental health and the intense PTSD that you're now suffering from like your minor fender bender that you were in that was probably worse for the other person. And it makes it even worse when you know that Nova knows that these people that he's asking for attention and sympathy are kids. They're underage. They're minors. Like, that's weird. Like, why would you be in a situation where you feel like you need to get some type of, some type of like validation of your feelings from minors. Like anybody who has like little siblings or younger cousins or anything like that, like your instinct usually when you interact with them is to try to like be there for them for the things that they need. Like if they're telling you a story about something hard that's going on in their life, like you're supposed to draw from your experience and tell them why it's going to be okay. It would be really shitty if you know, you had a younger sibling who was going through a breakup, and instead of comforting them about it, you were just like, "Yeah, I still remember my last breakup. I'm physically okay, but you know, like it's just such a weird role to place yourself in, but it's so par for the course for Nova at this point.
I'm so motherfucking stressed out right now. I know I shouldn't have shared what happened, but I need to calm down, and this is my only way to vent. Later in the afternoon, someone eventually came forward and even offered to pay $300 to help Nova, I guess like repair the car or something like that. I don't even know why he needed the $900 to begin with, but I think he's trying to blame the car on the reason why he's $900 in debt. Anyway, they wrote, I want to give Nova $300, but I not have Cash App. Eventually, Solidus Nova gave us an update and said apparently there was a call and two people claimed the rent is handled and that Nova is planning on making a Patreon. Can't confirm if this is true, especially with the rent, but I believe that Nova is planning on opening a Patreon because he was gonna open an OF, so it's not impossible. Earlier today, we got even more intel that Nova Online has minors in his Discord server. Somebody wrote at Novine Universe, one of the mods here is clearly only 15. The server rules clearly state you have to be above 18, but you gave a child moderation for singing in voice chat?
This is like the inmates are running the asylum type stuff. Like, it's so the moderators are the people who are supposed to be policing for the minors. So the fact that like whenever this happens, Nova always tries to play dumb and act like, you know, no, I didn't know about minors in the server. Like the mods were supposed to be keeping them out, and you know, people probably lied about their age. Like, dude, it's your server. It's literally like the Nova Discord server. So like for you to appoint someone who is the thing that's not supposed to be there as the person who is supposed to police that same group of people to not be there, like it, I'm literally stumbling over my words trying to articulate how nonsensical it is. Like it's a contradiction in and of itself. It makes no sense.
Apparently, this comes after the talent show that they had. This guy's singing was so good that Nova decided to give him a spot as mod, which is fucking weird the way that he's having these children present themselves in a talent show format, and then he's choosing the ones that he likes best.
See, this is like the scariest thing, honestly, that I think that we've heard Nova do, because it's all weird, it's all gross. Even the previous like singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star stuff was weird and gross and inappropriate, but this is almost worse to me than the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star thing, cuz in that he was looking for people to like praise him, which is fucking disgusting. But in this, it's almost worse because this is like grooming behavior. Like he's putting himself in the position of authority now by saying like, I'm judging the talent show, and you know, we're not going to have minors in the server unless I decide that they're a really good singer and that they're my favorite minor, in which case they are allowed to be in the server. So now it's like, you know, compete for Nova's approval, and maybe he'll give you special privileges. And it's like, it might seem small, like making some kid a moderator in a server, but like, we all remember being a teenager, especially those of us, like, I'm 26, so like I kind of grew up online. Like, by the time I was late grade school, getting into high school, like, everybody had MySpace, everybody had Facebook, and like a lot of us probably had some weird experiences with like adults or people who maybe were pretending to be your age, like giving you attention online. And it's like, if you're one of these kids, you're probably a weird, socially awkward kid being in a Nova Discord server, and now this person who has all these followers on the internet is giving you like special attention and setting you apart from other kids. Like, that sends super red flags up for me, and it makes me think that like what comes out in this video probably is not going to be the worst shit that comes out about Nova in the near future. And in the past, like, I've kind of viewed Nova as more like, I don't know, he's like a he's like goofy. Like, the stuff that he does is gross and disgusting, but it mostly ends up just blowing up in his face and embarrassing him. Where this specific thing, like just the red flag that this sent up for me of him like judging kids on their abilities to sing and stuff in a talent show and then possibly rewarding them for it, that put me in a different mindset where I'm like, no, this dude is like legitimately dangerous. Like, there, I don't know, like the white Bowser was like actually like physically dangerous to the people around him, where Nova was like, he's kind of just gross. And I feel like this has now promoted Nova up into that upper tier territory for me of like, oh, we really need to like watch out for what he's saying to these kids.
That's some fucking weirdo shit, dude. We then get to see solid proof that this guy's only 15 when somebody states, "You suck at living, bro. You're 14." The guy replies, "Bro, I'm 15, not 14." So this dude just basically gave it away that he's only a 15-year-old and he's a mod for Nova. I don't even know why I'm saying he. Honestly, this could be she. I have no idea what the gender of this person is. I just assume that they're a male because I didn't hear anything about a female being a mod on Nova's Discord server. I feel like that would have blown up even more, right? But who's to say? It's definitely a possibility. We then get a look into why this Discord is so full of minors when somebody confronts Locked and states, "That just seems counter-effective," to which he replies, "Any accusations are taken seriously. So in fact, it's not. We assume 18 plus at the door as channels are age restricted, but we double check when needed."
That's not at all. Like, that's not an acceptable answer to that, literally at all. Like, when when I bartended, like, we would get people who would come in, and it was a thing that like police would occasionally do, like liquor enforcement unit guys, where they would send in, some cop who probably was fresh out of the academy and was in like his early 20s, like clean shaven, looked young, and they would just try to order a drink, and you would ask them for their ID. And sometimes if they were like really trying to see how far you would go, they would try to pull some stuff, be like, "Oh man, I left it in the car. Do you mind like one beer and then I'll go get it?" And just to make sure that you would be like, "No, man, sorry. Like, I get it, but you got to show me some type of ID." So like, it would be totally unacceptable at any bar, for someone to, if they like, for the owner of the bar or for the bartender, if they got confronted by the police about like, "Why are you serving minors?" to be like, "Oh, well, we assume 21 plus at the door, and then, in certain situations, if something happens, then we'll maybe do a double check." And it's like, well, one, you're already telling me that you're not adhering to the standard if you're assuming, people are of age at the door, like if you're just making that assumption. But then also separately, you're now caught with somebody who wasn't that age. So whatever double checks you're claiming you have in place just aren't effective. So it's like you're caught twice, like back to back, and you're admitting it.
That means that there wasn't even a bot asking these people how old they were. They were just expected to be 18 because they would click that they were 18 when they would join the server, which all it is a button. You don't need to prove shit. You just confirm that you're 18. Sure, it's a level of security, but it's something that should be an addition to actual age confirmation. And this is something that these PDF file supporters don't understand because they don't want to understand it. They're being willfully ignorant. They want to let minors in, and then when they find out they're a minor, they say, oops, oh well, I guess you're staying, right? I mean, that's what kept happening. Eventually, this would result in not only Locked getting doxxed, but also Nova's real number getting doxxed. So people started blowing up Nova's real number, and then they also started fucking with Locked in any way that they could. It's like, what did you think was gonna happen? You're supporting one of the most disliked people on this platform and on TikTok, right? On both YouTube and TikTok. Nova is infamous. People don't like him because he's a mega PDF file and he won't stop making Discord servers. Not only did this dude decide to become friends with Nova, he also supported him in making one of those Discord servers, which is even worse than just ignorantly being Nova's friend. This dude knew what Nova did. He decided to make him a Discord server, then he defended him and then rounded him up minors. So it was inevitable for this guy to be fucked with. I don't know what he was expecting. He was using his voice on call. He had his fucking account out and about. People ended up finding out who he was pretty fucking easily. And you think that that would be the final straw, right? And Nova would finally get it through his thick skull that this was a horrible idea. He would nuke the Discord and things would go back to normal as far as Nova's life goes, right? But it's like he sets himself up for failure, and we end up getting one of the best Nova freakouts I think we've ever seen. He's sitting there slapping his thighs, throwing a tantrum like a toddler, crying about his Discord server. It's fucking hilarious. He goes from being chill, calm, doing his Predacord bullshit, talking to chat, to fucking spurging out because somebody nuked his Discord. It's like the worst moment in his life because he knows he lost that connection to those minors.
Alright, so before it goes into it, I'm just going to harken back to something that Lemur said a minute ago that I wanted to add a comment on to. This is like, if there were 10 commandments of lolcows and of the broader community of people who like cover them and follow them and all that, the number one law to me, like the first one, would be Swamp Dweller Live always says it about Cyrax. It's don't touch the poop. Like, do not actually hands-on interact with these people because it never goes well with you. And the Cyrax thing is a great example because, you know, Low T thought that he was going to get some type of positive recognition. He thought the internet was going to give him a slap on the back and a thumbs up and maybe order him a pizza for fucking with Cyrax. And it didn't work out that way at all. He ended up getting, you know, turned into a lolcow himself, and now he's getting made fun of every day by all these people, even though he thought he was on the side of the community. And it's like this guy Locked that like made this server with Nova and was supporting him and boosting his messages and giving people updates. Like, yeah, whether you're with them or you're against them, when you're directly interacting with them on this basis, you probably feel a little bit important for a couple of minutes because people are looking at you because there's a spotlight on the lolcows. So when you get that close to them, like you're kind of in the spotlight too for a minute. But what people need to remember is that like the spotlight is not on them for a good reason. You know what I mean? This isn't like you were seen at a restaurant having dinner with like a gorgeous celebrity and like that would be positive for you. Like people are going to flock over to your Instagram and be like, "Oh, who's this guy that pulled Scarlett Johansson?" You know what I mean? Like, no, this is going to be like, "Oh, who's this weirdo that's like hanging out with Nova?" Like, it's just never, it never works out for the people involved. Like, just don't touch the poop, guys. But this is what I was talking about at the beginning. This is probably the best Nova crash out that we've ever got. And I truly like, I hope he never starts a Discord server again for the safety of underage people. But I also kind of hope that like, I don't know, I hope he continues to get caught as quickly as possible because we know he's going to do it again. And it seems like every time he gets caught for it, he gets like, it's like he's playing Jenga over and over again. And every time that he plays, like now because he's frustrated, he doesn't have like the strategy or the control. So the tower is falling apart earlier and earlier along in the game. And then that just makes him more mad. And it's just a vicious cycle.
I'm gonna give my helper a call real quick. What the fuck? Oh no. Oh no, not the server! The server got nuked! The server!
The server! Like, what? This is it gets so much better, but the crackling before he even starts is incredible.
No! Fuck! 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 I want to fucking swear to fucking God!
He's so mad he has to take like his vest off. I also want to point out, I think he's wearing what's that guy's name from One Direction that passed away? Whichever one, Liam something. He's wearing like an R.I.P. Liam shirt. I'm like 90% sure. It's got the font at the bottom of all those R.I.P. shirts. It's got that cursive tattoo font. I'm hoping at one point, I think he stands up and you could see it all the way. But like, this is a nearly 21-year-old man wearing a One Direction memorial shirt in his hoarder bedroom, probably wearing a diaper, freaking out about losing access to children. Like it, what a what a life Nova lives.
And there goes the server. Seriously? Ugh. Me sideways! Not even 5 days. The server's already gone. Someone. I'm out of here.
Why the fuck would a grown man give a fuck about a Discord server? Why would he care if he has a Discord server or not? It's not the end of the world. You're making it so obvious that you want to talk to minors on Discord. You're literally crying, you're seething because you don't have the opportunity to do that anymore. It's crazy. You're a grown man and you're throwing a tantrum. You look like a toddler. You're slapping your knees and shit. You're screaming. It's pathetic, dude. Not only that, but this guy is also talking about stuff that he's gonna do to himself. I don't know how much I can describe on YouTube. I bleeped out most of it because he gets pretty specific about what he's gonna do to himself as a result of losing this Discord server. Bro, it's a fucking server. Get it together. Why are you crying over a Discord server? I don't understand it at all. Go do something else. Go fill out job applications. Why the fuck does it matter whether or not you have a Discord server? You shouldn't have one. End of story. And it's not the end of the world if you don't have one. Just move on. Anyway, this resulted in Nova uploading a 15-second video where he cites how many times that he started a Discord server. I guess it's 4. This is his 4th one that got shut down. He's like crying in the video. I'm pretty sure he's crying. I don't know why. I don't know how the fuck this made him cry. Dude is crying because he can't talk to minors. Fucking wild. It's nuts.
I'm never making another fucking Discord server again. This is the motherfucking 4th. Fuck my life, fuck everything. I'm fucking done.
With that.
All right, so like that's the last clip in the video. So we're just gonna close it out with some final statements on the Nova thing. Him freaking out and saying, this is the 4th fucking Discord server that's gotten taken down is so funny to me because he doesn't even realize you're admitting to exactly what you're doing wrong and you're admitting that you won't stop. Like if you were a restaurant owner and you were complaining to your friends that your restaurant had been shut down by the health department, the first time, your friends would probably be pretty sympathetic to you. Like, the people around you tend to take your side in things, like, especially when it's between, you and just people that they don't know. So if you were just like, yeah, man, like, the health inspector is being so unfair to me, they close you down over, like, the smallest little bullshit. Like, I run a tight ship, I run a clean restaurant, but they shut me down over nothing. Your friends would probably believe you. If you went to your friends and you were like, they've shut my restaurant down 4 times in the past year. Well, it's like now you're drawing attention to the fact that, like, you got to be doing something for this to be happening all the time. You know what I mean? Like, if it's been shut down 4 times, at a certain point, you got to spin that mirror back around on yourself and try to figure out what you're doing that's causing it to keep on happening. For him to melt down like this about something publicly, wanting people to feel bad for him about something that he knows he shouldn't be doing and that he knows the internet does not support him doing, it just shows like the lack of awareness that he has for why people even follow him in the first place. And to a certain extent, this is true of like nearly all the lolcows. Like, Cyrax constantly goes online and complains and cries about how like the trolls are bullying him, as if the people watching the live are gonna feel bad for him that like trolls are messing with him. But no, the people who are watching your content are watching because they enjoy seeing you melt down when you get messed with. So, like, if you understand that, you immediately understand they're not going to feel bad for you. They're rooting for this to happen to you. And it's amazing that, like, Nova knows that everybody calls him a predator all the time. He hates it. He knows that everybody calls him a PDF file all the time. It drives him crazy. He goes into people's streams and he tells them to stop and that he's going to sue them and freaks out. So, like, if you know that people are accusing you of this thing, why are you, and that they don't like you doing it, why are you also then lamenting that you're not allowed to do it and that you tried to do it and you got stopped again? Like, by the way, 5 days is such a short period of time for people, for like multiple people to infiltrate that server, put screenshots out there for other people. I remember a couple days before the server got nuked, there were screenshots coming out from it, and he was like hunting for he was calling the person a mole. Like, he was like, "We have a mole in the server, and I don't know who it is, but we're conducting an investigation." Like, they're trying to find Benedict Arnold in there, and it cracks me up that, like, I got to applaud the people, like, I don't know, it's one thing to make a video here and there and stuff like that, but there are some people on the internet who are like the unsung heroes of lolcows, like the people who in under 5 days, multiple of them are able to get into Nova's server, show everyone what's happening in there and get it nuked. Like, y'all are the true heroes, man. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks for coming by again. I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. The Chris Chan video I put out a couple of days ago did better in the first 24 hours than anything that I've put out so far, so I appreciate, like, the continued support and the people who keep coming back. I'm gonna link Leaping Lemur's channel because he's the one that put this together for us to even be able to comment on it. His channel's awesome, definitely worth a follow. And thank you guys again, and I'll see you soon.